Do your job. Quote. Okay, Karen. I originally posted this in Fuck You Karen, but someone seemed to imply it'd be a good fit for you guys. So enjoy this lovely exchange from Monday. So, I work in online fulfillment at a large home, garden, and building supply store. Mysterious. My job title comes into play later, as technically we aren't supposed to work with customers directly. Just point them in the right direction or find another associate who works in that department. I had a massive order to grab. Several heavy and large pieces of sheet metal and screws. Problem is, the sheet metal size I need isn't where it's meant to be. So I'm having to scan pretty much everything to figure out what's what. Bigger problem? This lingering in the wild sadly put me in range of a wild Karen attack. Wild Karen. Raging harpy voice. Are you gonna help me or not? Yours truly. Suddenly very confused. Looking at her, especially as she hasn't spoken to me at all. Wild Karen. Increasingly annoyed. Seeming well? I've been standing over there forever and you haven't offered to help me. Yours truly. My bad. I can try? I don't work in this department. Said it depends if. Wild Karen. Suddenly actively hostile. Try? No. You will. It doesn't matter if you work in this department or not. Yours truly. Taking calming breaths so I don't lash back. Wondering what this woman's problem is. Okay. What do you need? Definitely unable to control annoyance in my tone as this woman is yelling at me. Wild Karen. This. Not joking when I say proceeds to suddenly pull out a screw and nearly stab me in the eye, shoving it towards me. Yours truly. Pushes her hand away. Feeling much less calm as I have a PTSD reaction to people putting hands in my face. Much less a feckin' screw. Now visibly shaking. Okay. Ma'am. Screws are at the end of this aisle. On the left. What? Wild Karen. I already know that. Yours angrily. Okay. What size is that? What size do you need? Wild Karen. Even angrier for some reason. You tell me. Takes a step closer as if trying to seem threatening. Yours angrily. Unable to hold back. I have no clue. Ma'am. There's an entire wall of screws. It's impossible for me to tell its size by just looking at it. Wild Karen. You will not come at me like that. Says me like she's royal and I should feel afraid. Your manager would not like that. Yours no longer giving a fuckly. Ya think? Well, I can get a manager if you'd like. Maybe one of them can identify the screw by sight. Wild Karen. Don't make me mad today. Just do your job. Q. What could count as malicious compliance? Yours fecking over this seantly. Realizes I had already told her exactly where the product she needed would be located. Yes. Ma'am. I walked away from her to my trolley and proceeded to continue looking for the items on my order. Wild Karen. What are you doing? Yours freely. My job. What was funny was, an aisle over, one of our assistant managers actually was nearby, with Karen ranting and stomping like a toddler. I walked over when I noticed him and told him I had two issues. 1. Can't find the item. 2. Got Karen he may want to talk to. He laughed and showed me where the correct size sheet metal improperly was. And totally ignored her, same as I was, until she huffed loudly and stormed away. I don't think she liked that my manager did like how I handled the situation. That was satisfying, thank you. The Karening, aisle 5, totally screwed. What a nut. No wonder you bolted on her. She screwed herself out of a chance to get help. Anyways, good when your managers will back you up in threading these situations. Screw around and find out. She totally screwed up her chance at getting any help. Ugh. If she can't be bothered opening little drawers herself, she can pay slightly more for handholding at a mom-and-pop hardware store. Fantastic, perfect compliance, and I love your ever-changing name throughout the story, haha. 80/20th rule: 80% of the problems are caused by 20% of the people. If she never comes back to your store, you did your company a service. My job title comes into play later, as technically we aren't supposed to work with customers directly. Just point them in the right direction or find another associate who works in that department. As a former janitor for a large national bookstore, I feel this in my bones. I would constantly have to stop cleaning in order to get someone to help a customer. I get it. I'm not complaining. It was just a very exhausting position. The most satisfying part of this is the not having the manager bend over backwards for the customer part. Very relieving. I love that she didn't even get owned. She was just left to fizz like a Mentos in a forgotten bottle of Coke. Tears of joy. Something healed inside me today from reading this. Thank you for your service, sir. I worked retail for 20 years and customer service for another 10. This was satisfying to read. There is nothing in this world that feels better than being able to handle customers the way they deserve. If you are nice, I'll go out of my way to help you, or connect you with someone who can. If you are rude and know everything, then why are you asking for my help in the first place? Love that your manager supported you this way. Damn, I would have lost my mind if someone shoved a screw close to my eye. Losing my job, if it was my job to help her, not like you, would have been well worth it. I would have screamed like a maniac. I'm terrified of anything going in my eyes. I'm so happy you took care of her like you did. Love your manager too. I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't work in this department. May I suggest a manager can tell you what size screw you have loose? When she said, "Do your job," I can imagine her in a hospital grabbing a surgeon who is walking by after waiting hours for an internist and demanding them to do their job and the rest of the interaction. Surgeon: okay, what seems to be the problem? Karen: I have a headache. Surgeon: okay, I can take care of that for you. Let me schedule you for surgery to cut off your head. If you'd like, I can have a neurosurgeon consult and see if removing what little brain you have left is possible. I honestly feel sorry for people who are so unhappy that they feel entitled to act like this. It's just a screw. Lol. Thanks for sharing this story. I especially like your thoughts in italics. I love the evolving names for yourself. It gives strong / from the "why don't more sites do this debit" vibes.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.